There's a strange moment in every man's life. A moment that doesn't come with a crash or a siren, but with a whisper so faint. Most never hear it. It's the moment when life tries to warn you that you've started to drift. Not all at once, not in flames, but quietly, like ash at just 1 degree off course, sailing confidently toward destruction. And what makes it worse? You feel like you're redoing fine. You're working, you're serving, maybe even thriving on the outside, but deep within, something is slipping. Something is dying. And here's that brittle truth no one told you. Fools aren't just the loud, obvious, reckless types. Fools are also the calm men with blind spots, the comfortable ones, the proud ones, the ones who think they're immune. Because the most dangerous kindoff man isn't the weak man. It's the man who doesn't even know he's slowly becoming irrelevant, becoming dull, becoming soft, becoming fragile. You can still smile, you can still show up, you can still get likes, dates, handshakes. But if you're missing these 10 signs that life always sends to men who are drifting off the path, then no matter how confident you look, you're walking straight into collapse. And you won't even realize it until the woman leaves until your body breaks until your soul, that quiet masculine center, feels like an empty echo. But not you, not today, Beck, as you're still here, still watching, still listening, which means part of you knows something's off. Part of you still wants to course. Correct, Bear, it's too late. So if you were ready to look in the mirror without flinching, if you're man enough to hear what most would rather ignore, then take a breath, sit still, and prepare yourself. Because these aren't just listens, they are warning shots from the universe. And only a fool ignores them. Let's begin. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat alone in a room? No phone, no noise, no distractions, just you, your thoughts, and that quiet. Feeling that something isn't quite right, not a crisis, not a breakdown, just a subtleness, a tightness in your chest, a voice in your gut saying you're not being the man you're supposed to be. And here's the part that should scare you. Most men ignore that voice, not because they're weak, but because they've been trained by society, by their friends, by their fathers, to believe that as long as things look fine on the surface, they're fine. But what if I told you that is the biggest lie we live under? That real collapse doesn't come from big explosions. It comes from slow leaks, the man who loses everything, his edge, his respect, his purpose. He doesn't usually see it coming. Why? Because the world didn't warn him with a slap in the face. It whispered. Gave him signs. Subtle, almost invisible clues that said, wake up. You're drifting, you're wasting what you were meant to become. And he missed them. He missaid them because he was too busy chasing approval, too busy chasing women, too busy numbing his instincts with entertainment, sugar, alcohol, and cheap dopamine hits. He was moving fast but with no direction. Smiling but hollow, functioning but not living. And therein the world will applaud that man though as long as he pays his bills, posts pictures, and plays nice. No one will ever tell him the truth, that deep down's quietly becoming a fool. Not a court jester in a costume, not a cartoonish idiot, but something far worse. A man who had the potential for power, wisdom, and impact, and traded it all for comfort, distraction, and denial. This video, it isn't for the masses. It's not for the men who want easy answers or motivational fluff. This is a mirror held in front of you with no filter. And if you have thickets to look into it, to face the 10 signs that reveal you're slipping, drifting, softening, then you have a chance, a real chance to course correct, to realign, to become the kindoff man who doesn't just survive the world, but shapes it. Most men won't, but if you're still here, still watching, then deep inside, you're not like most men. So listen carefully because what I'm about to reveal is an entertainment. It's emergency maintenance for your masculinity. Let single quotes as one. You keep the peace, but you're at war with yourself. You tell yourself it's noble to avoid conflict. You bite your tongue when people disrespect you. You smile and nod even when your gut says speak. You think being nice keeps the peace. But what kind of peace is that? When every day you silence your truth just to keep others comfortable. Stoic men know there's a price to pay for being like it be everyone. And it's usually your integrity. If you can't stand up for yourself, if you confuse passivity with wisdom, then congratulations, you've become the fool who traded courage for convenience. 2, you're addicted to noise. Because since conference, your mind can't sit still. The moment things go quiet, you reach for your phone, turn on music, check meaningless updates. You tell yourself you're just bored, but deep down you know the truth. Silence scares you? Why? Because silence doesn't lie. It reflects everything back at you. The missed goals, the broken promises, the version of you you're afraid to face. But a real man doesn't run from his inner world. He walks straight into it because he knows mastery isn't built in the noise. It's built in the stillness. 3, you chase attention instead of respect. She thinks she'll love you if you text more. If you post better pictures, if you act more charming, more clever, more available. But all that energy you waste chasing her approval, it tells the world something. You don't value yourself. The moment your worth depends on how someone else sees you, you've already lost. Because a woman can sense when a man doesn't have a mission. And nothing is more unattractive than a man who needs to be chosen because he hasn't chosen himself. Respect isn't earned through a performance. It's earned through presence. 4, you never finish what you start. You talk big, you set goals, you plan, you dream, but you never follow through. You start the gym, quit after 2 weeks. Start reading. Never finish the book. Start building. Then find a new excuse, and then you blame the schedule. Blame the stress. Blame the timing. But deep down, you know you're lying to yourself. Not because you can't finish, but because it's easier to imagine success than to bleed for it. Stoic truth. Starting is easy. Finishing makes you a man. 5, you outsource responsibility for your life. You blame your ex. Your childhood, your job. The government, your genetics. The timing, the weather. The world. Everyone but yourself. But until you admit that you are the architect of your own condition, you will always remain a slave. Because men who blame never build, they flow throughout life waiting for something to fix them. But life doesn't fix you. It tests you, and the test is simple. Will you own everything, even the parts that weren't your fault? Or will you keep playing the victim while your masculinity quietly dies? 6, you worship comfort like a god. You know what you shall do, but don't because it's hard because it's uncomfortable, because it forces you to grow. So instead, you'll take the shortcut. You press snooze. You scroll for hours. You avoid discomfort like it's poison. But here's the truth. Comfort is a slow killer. It doesn't stab. Susius. It whispers, relax, you've earned this. Until one day, you wake up a shell of the man you could have been. A stoic man doesn't seek comfort. He seeks challenge because he knows that's where his edge is forged. 7, you talk more than you listen, and you always have something to say. You interrupt, you defend, you explain, you lecture. But here's the paradox. The louder you are, the less you grow. Because growth doesn't come from your own voice, it comes from listening. And most men, they're not listening. They're waiting to talk. Waiting to impress. Waiting to be admired. But the most dangerous man in the room isn't the one speaking. It's the one listening intently. The one who sees patterns the one who speaks only when necessary. Be that man. Hate. You only work hard when it's convenient. You're a beast. When you're in the mood, dot. When the weather is right, when you're motivated, when the stars align, dot. But the moment life gets messy, you vanish. And that's the difference between an amateur and a stoic man. A fool needs perfect conditions. A stoic builds discipline because he knows that consistency ain't about feeling good, dot. It's about showing up when no one's watching. When you're tired, when you're doubting, when it would be so easy to quit, dot, if your goals only live in your moods. They'll die in your excuses, dot 9. You obsess over women and neglect your mission. You check if she's online, you replay her words. You read articles on how to impress her. Put your life, your vision, your purpose on hold. Let me be clear. Women are not your purpose. They're a byproduct of purpose, dot. And if you're still chasing her more than you chase mastery, she won't respect you because she see what you don't. That your life is in center. It's just reacting. Stop obsessing over what she thinks. Start obsessing over what you're becoming. 10. You lie to yourself every day. This is the most dangerous one because it doesn't sound evil, dot. It sounds like I'll start tomorrow. I'm doing okay. I've got time. It's not that bad. But every time you say it, you'll drift further from the man you were meant to be. Not because you're lying to the world, but because you're lying to yourself, dot. And if a man can't tell himself the truth, he can't be trusted, dot, not with a mission, dot, not with a woman, not even with his own potential, dot. Self-honesty is the foundation of masculine power. Without it, you're not strong. You're not smart. You're not stoic. You're just another fool with a good story and a soft spine. Begin. Brother, let's be honest. Most men will watch this video, feel a flicker of recognition, and then scroll right back into distraction, back into comfort, back into the habits that quietly destroy the very power they were born with. But if you've made it this far, even you'd pause because you're not most men. And the reason you're here right now isn't random. It's a sign, element of awareness. And the truth is that moment is rare. So here's what I'm asking of you. Don't just absorb this. Don't just agree with it. Actually, become the kind of man whose discipline needs depend on motivation, whose truth doesn't shake under pressure, and whose presence makes people rise without ever raising his voice. If you felt a fire burn in your gut during this video, that's not just emotion, that's your inner standard waking up. The part of you that's tired of being average, tired of living small, tired of feeling like you're built for more, but doing less to it. And if that's you, you're not alone. This channel, Thought Tiller, is here a place where we don't chase trends. We master timeless truths, where don't just talk about masculine power, we embody it. So if this resonated, hit that subscribe button, tap the bell icon so you never miss. Allison, that kid relaying your path. Drop a comment below. Tell me which sign hit hardest. Let's build a brotherhood of thinkers, doers, and disciplined men will sharpen each other. Not with ego, but with excellence, dot. And if you're serious about this journey, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay grounded, stay sharp, and never ever lead the man in the mirror.